Hello, good afternoon, welcome back to Fishlocker out on the boat. Unfortunately, it is a little bit of a sad day for us today. Today signifies the end of our lobster potting season for 2023. Today I'm bringing our pots ashore. I'll talk a little bit more about that when we're doing it, but I prefer to work my pots on low water slack. That means right at the bottom of the low tide. Not only so there's less water to lift them up through, but also there's less current acting upon them. Because it is such a fine day, we have got a little bit of a breeze, but it is still a fine day. I'm going to try and do a little bit of fishing first. Chuck a couple of lures around, maybe put a float out. We'll just see what the conditions are like. But yeah, a little bit of fishing, then we'll do the pots. Let's go. First thing I'm going to try is fishing with the float. And all I've got is, other than a rod that doesn't want to stay still, on here. I've just stuck my anchor down, so it's laid me right up against this side of this pier. I've got a little circle hook on about, what's that, 2.5 feet of fluoro with a little locked in lead. Now the lead depends on the size of your float. The bigger the float, the more lead you can use. And all I'm going to be using is, once I can get hold of one, the live prawn. The target is wrasse or bass. Ideally a bass, but you're going to get a bycatcher wrasse. That's it. Well, I wouldn't want to eat that. And you just need to keep an eye on that float. Oh, there it goes. Took my eye off it myself. Maybe lost our prawn. Wasn't quick enough with it. Oh, something's hit it. A sorry looking prawn now. Well, it's a fish, but it's not the size of bass that we're after. I'm glad to get one because I was kind of thinking, what is going on? But yeah, it was not the size of bass that I'm after. There you go. Ideally, they would be bigger than this. Come on, circle hook. Let go. Yeah, ideally they would be bigger than that. Oh. A greedy little ballan wrasse on the free line. Come on. Both methods have caught fish. We are swinging about a little bit too much because we've got like an awkward wind coming in alongside of here. But yeah, free lining is had fish, float fishing is had fish. Got yeah. Right, it is exactly the same principle catching these ones as it is catching the big ones. You can only catch what's there. There's the circle hook, look, right in the corner of its mouth. Got one. Right. Ballan wrasse. Another, straight off. That's the beauty of circle hooks. And obviously he's splashed the lens right in the centre. Not having it today. Let's go somewhere else. Unfortunately, because we haven't got any tide, small tides at the minute, and the wind's just at a real awkward angle, we are probably going to end up swinging round so the camera's facing the sun. Sorry, there's just nothing I can do about it. Ah, that was a squid. Yeah, that was a squid or a cuttlefish, that one. Yeah, it's definitely squid. A squid jigger ball. What's been happening there is, as I've been leaving it, something's been getting hold of it, pulling down and then letting go. And I think it's either a squid or a cuttlefish. So I'll put a jig on and we'll find out. There's one. Gently does it. What we got? Cool fish by the look of it. Well, that is what was attacking my lures. Oh. This is what was attacking my lures. Come here. Cuttlefish. Bless you. Bless you. Yeah. That there is a cuttlefish. You know, when I said there was something attacking the lures but wasn't taking it, just coming off, you could just, it pulls down and then it lets go. There we go. Cuttlefish. All I did there was I just stuck on a little squid jig. How do I manage this? Yeah, that's a good sign. I tell you what I'm going to do. In the next couple of days I'm going to come out and I'm doing a dedicated session for squid, cuttle and octopus. Now I would normally like to keep my pots out for most of the year. We're just into October now, and unfortunately pots have started going missing. You know, it's not just me that suffered with this. There are quite a few other people in the area that have lost quite a few pots over the last couple of weeks. Someone is going out and he's stealing them. Now what I did is, you can't be guaranteed that they've been stolen straight away. What might have happened is a boat might have come along and it might have ripped your enders off, like ripped the floats off. So what I did was I come out at low tide with a friend of mine, Jeff, and we put our wetsuits on and we had a dive around. I had a dive around and had a look at the area to make sure the ends just hadn't come off or they hadn't moved slightly. I'll put that footage in here now. Jeff has kindly volunteered to help me try and locate these pots. We are about half an hour from low tide, so we've got the least distance of water to try and get down, and they are somewhere between here and that blue can, or at least they should be. So yeah, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Let's go. The depth of the water here was between 12 and 16 metres. The visibility was about 6 to 8 metres. Due to the time of year, a lot of the seaweed has actually started to die off. You can see some of it is looking a little bit straggly. I always find it absolutely fascinating to see what the seabed looks like underneath where you're actually fishing. Not a lot of sea life around here, to be honest. The odd starfish, a few small wrasse and a couple of sea urchins. I dived down onto my other string of pots just to see how visible the rope would actually be. Yeah, there's no missing that green rope, is there? Spot that a mile away. We kept searching all around the reef, in every gully and every crevice. Nothing to be found. Oh, good. Well, Jeff and I have searched around for nearly an hour. Visibility was good, which gave me some confidence that we're going to find it, but they are nowhere to be seen. I mark my pots, I mark where I put them. Mark them with two marks, one there and one there, so you'd see. So I know where the first pot went in and I know where the flag went in. Searched everywhere, I've searched 150, 200 metres in every direction and they're not here. So someone has had them away. And also the fleet of pots that I've got shot up there, I swam down and had a look at those and someone has had them up as well. So yeah, that's going to be the end of all potting. End of all potting for 2023. But, not to be disheartened, I think we'll go and try one of the bays up there, try and get some scallops. I thought this was really cool. This is a tub gurnard. That sound is being made by the gurnard. That's the fish croaking. Master of disguise. It is absolutely lashing it down. We've come back in now, we've got changed. We had a nice little dive on the way back. It was disheartening about the pots. Unfortunately, no matter what walk of life you're in, you do find thieves. Yeah, so we have got in here a stunning haul of, actually in fact I'll open both sides. A stunning haul of scallops between us. Look at them, they are absolute beauties. Really vivid rows in them as well. Some of them you do get, they have got stunning patterns on them. So Jeff and I are going to divvy those up. I'm going to take some round to Jim's. We might see about a cook up. Just had a load of birds going mad and with a bust up. I'm hoping there's going to be some fish under there. Found one. Just followed the birds. Oh. Come here. Yes! Now that is what I was after. That's what I wanted. Yeah, given the option, you can keep your cuttlefish. I'll take one of these. Hook out. I'll take a bass. All I did there was I just followed the birds. Where I was catching them cuttlefish, I looked behind me and there was a load of birds working. Can't see them now, they're over here. But yeah, that was it. Just followed the birds. Oh, yes! Felt that take it on the drop. Well done, well done. Oh, it's a little pollock. That one was a little pollock. There we go. Oh, straight into a fish. In fact, this is a little small, this one. Another lovely bass. But this one's a little on the small side. So I'm going to let this one go. Go on, open your mouth. See, they do this, they flare them gills out because they've got a spike on the back. And they do that, he's going to thrash in a second, I know he is. Try and pop that lure first. There we go. See you later. I had that cuttlefish in the same bucket as that bass when I put it in there. Cuttlefish, as soon as it saw it, just went, just splattered ink everywhere, so I've had to separate them. I can see them on the live scope. What I'll do is I'll put a clip here now to show you what I can see on the bottom. Yeah, there's fish all over. The Garmin live scope shows the fish swimming at around 12 to 14 metres. And me hooking one and bringing it to the boat. I think that's pretty cool. There's one. Another slightly smaller one. Calm yourself, lad. Stop it, stop it. That's trying to use them spines. If you just hang on, I'll let you go. Just chill out. Yeah. We're after one slightly bigger than that. That just goes to show you there, that little bit of the tide when they were having it. They just managed to switch on for a couple of minutes. And now there's fish down there, but they're just not feeding. All I'd done was I just reacted to what was happening. I saw the birds start busting and I thought, I'm going to have a go at that. Went and found them. What was that, 4 casts? 4 fishing forecasts. And then now look, all the birds have gone. It's all calmed off. I can see fish on the bottom, but they're just not having it. Small tides like this aren't the best for lure fishing. You generally need a little bit of movement. A little bit of tide flow. Oh, there we go. Little cuckoo wrasse. There you go. Right, time for the pots. Let's go. Now this is frustrating. It's frustrating for me. Now this happens. This here. This means that somebody else has had their gear shot here and I've shot over the top of it. But the frustrating thing is they've cut my rope 4 feet from the end of the last pot. So they could yeah, never mind. Now these pots have been hauled by somebody else. I know for a couple of reasons. I know, 1, because they're not where I put them. I know 2, because I dived on them. I had a look at them and the way that the rope's laid out. When I shoot my pots back, I shoot them back as the boat's running, so the pots are in a line. When someone's hauled them all up like that and just dropped them all back again, they're all next to each other and all the ropes all tangled up. These ones were sat right on top of each other. The ropes are all tangled up and there's nothing in them. It's really frustrating. So yeah, not only has somebody stolen a fleet of my pots, but these ones have been hauled as well. It just, no matter what justification you think you have, if it's not your property, if they're not your pots, you don't have any justification. You don't have any right to access to any of it. And it's a criminal offence. It's stealing. It's not just a fisheries offence, it's a police offence because you're stealing. It's not just me that's had it happen. There's a commercial boy around here that's lost pots, lost 5 singles and lost a string of small ones. And there's a few other lads that have got recreational pots like me that have had all theirs go missing. So yeah, someone's come through and done it to a load of people. A little brown edible crab. This is a very sorry looking lobster. He literally has no legs and no claws. I'm sorry to say, but this guy is most likely going to end up food for somebody. What I think's happened in here is these crabs have picked on him. These crabs have bullied him and pinched all of his legs and claws. Or he's had a fight with an octopus. Now, common sense would say we'll just take him and eat him, but I can't because he's too small. Even though I know he won't survive, I'm going to have to release him. Let go. Another brown edible crab. The biggest one in the pot is undersized. So I know I'm just going to have to chuck all these back. Oh, that one's shed its shell. We might have a soft one in the pot. Oh, we do. I'll show you about that. Undersized female. Oh, I'll measure him. He might be big enough. This one isn't. Undersized. But I've covered this in quite a few foraging videos before. I've never had one in the pot do it. But crabs, crustaceans, all decapods, anything with a hard exoskeleton, in order to grow, they need to shed off their old hard shell. There's no way that this is like bone. This isn't going to grow. So what they do is they open the back and they literally climb out. And this one here is the crab that has climbed out of it. It's just like pap. Look, completely soft. But what this will do is it'll show you how much they grow. This is how big it was before, and this is how big it is now. That's how they grow. So that's gone up. I'll tell you what, I'll measure them to show you the difference. This crab has gone from being 125 mil. Trying to be really gentle with it because it is just soft as pap. 125 mil, and it's now 155 mil. So it's grown 30 mil. It's grown like what? A quarter? Yeah, it's grown like a quarter. 20 odd percent, 23 or 4%. Couldn't bite me if he tried. Well, actually, this one's a female. She couldn't bite me if she tried. It's still undersized for me to take. I could eat soft shell crab. It's literally, it's that soft. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to let it go really gently. Yeah, there's the old shell, there's the new shell. Usually you can just toss them back because they're rock hard. They're literally armour plated. Come on, out you come. Yeah. Normally they are like that hard. They're rock hard. But she is that soft, I'm going to have to be really gentle with her. Chucking them back, they wouldn't even notice. This one here, you're going to have to be really gentle with it. I hope she's going to be alright. Right, so that was quite interesting. Let's have a look. See what we've got in the last one. Another undersized female brown edible crab, and a female spider. Right, red, isn't she? And in this one, we had ling as bait. That's a ling skull. Yeah, usually what I would do is I would rebait these and I would shoot them back, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to break the fleets down, loop the ropes up, store the pots on deck, we'll go and get the next ones. Yeah, for anyone curious, it's the red ones. It's my favourite. I say my favourite ones. It's the red pots that have been stolen. Not only is it frustrating for me that they've been robbed, but that's they're 125 quid each. So that's the best part of 450 quid that's gone missing when you take into account the leaded rope, the flotation rope, the buoys, the pots. In fact, actually, if anyone's got, they are pretty unique to the area. If anybody round here has seen anybody with them, just drop me a message. I mean, they're bright red. If I see anyone with them, I'll recognise them a mile away. I don't know what they're playing at. Yeah, if anybody's seen anybody with my red pots, let me know. Just drop me a sly message. I won't let them know that it was you that's grassed them up, just so long as I get them back. Last one, come on. Well, that was something interesting in that one. Deal with this one first here. You'll see why in a sec. If you haven't already seen it. In here we have a rather large bullus, a little spider crab. This is a male greater spotted cat shark. Calm yourself down. Before he tries to have my leg off. This is a bull huss. You can tell he's been right in the rough stuff. This guy lives in a reef by how black he is. He's a proper dark one. But also look at those teeth in there. Tell he's a male by those claspers. Those two claspers in there. Can take them to eat, these are quite good. But I've got a bass, so I don't need to. Instead, we'll just knock him back. There he goes. Big old bullus. One little crab, two little crabs, three. Come on, out you come. Tell you what, she was full of attitude. Yeah, there's another one. Ah. Yeah. Couple of lobsters and a crab. Sorry, no, a couple of crabs and a lobster. Deal with you first, you want to be out, don't you? Ooh, I tell you what, I'm going to put you down and measure you. Might be bang on. Undersized male, and he's only got one claw. Another undersized male, and he's only got one, actually, He'd probably be bang on the limit. This is about the size of what you're allowed to take. But the majority of the meat of these guys is in the claws. It's no good when he's only got one claw. Same again. Slightly undersized, only one claw. Now you don't generally get very many big crabs in here tight inshore. These are lobster grounds. If you wanted crabs, I'll be going further off. And this guy, the best of the bunch, unfortunately still undersized. Needs to be like another inch, about that long. That's it, let's get these pots broken down. This is an interesting one. We've had a lot of southerly weather for, well, a lot of southerly weather, there's no other way to explain it. We've had a lot of southerly weather for like probably the last 3 weeks. And whenever that happens, we do get some of these. See that? I'm going to try and get a little bit closer. I can't get too close to it because it's a Portuguese Man of War. Because they're really, really nasty. Come on, where are you? There you are. Portuguese Man of War aren't actually a jellyfish, they are a siphonophore. They are a collection. They aren't actually a jellyfish, they are a collection. They're a colony. They're sets of animals that live together in harmony. A siphonophore. There he is, just drifting away down the back of there. Now, as you can see, my boat is now fully laden with pots. It's not the most manoeuvrable of things, and we've got wind against tide, and I'm trying to find something that's floating and blowing along the water, so just bear with me a second. I can't get hold of it. There we go. Yeah, that what looks like a condom is actually a Portuguese Man of War. Isn't that interesting? Well, there we are. Got all my pots stored. Whoa. Unfortunately, this lobster here coming at 88mm, so 2mm undersized. Lucky for you. Lucky for you. Unfortunately, that means that we didn't get any sized lobsters. We did get one sized crab, and he's somewhere on the deck, somewhere around here. But I can't find him right now. He's somewhere. I'll find him when I get all the pots off. But yeah, this guy, lucky little ladle. Stored all the pots. Let's get them ashore. I hope you enjoyed joining us for this year's lobster season. Hope you found it interesting. All the very best. See you later.